Got our aluminum bar in the mail, Speedy Metals. So we're going to make another cylinder. We're going to make it out of this. The first thing we'll do is we'll just use the old piece to measure off the length here. It's close enough because we're going to have to clean this all up later anyway, so it'll be a little oversized. We'll take it over to the bandsaw now and we'll cut it right there, right here. And we'll start with this chunk and we'll make ourselves another cylinder since we screwed the last one up. Try not to do the same this time around. We have our bar marked and checked up in the bandsaw. Like I said though, it's a little dark over here, so we'll do the best we can. We can lighten this up a little bit with the preprocessor when we put it on Movie Maker. So we'll move in a little bit and we'll get a close-up and we'll saw that baby off. I know we're ready to go here. A little longer just for grins. Starting point. We got the new cylinder mounted in a 4-jaw chuck here, so we're going to go ahead and face it again. Not again, this is the second run at this particular piece. So let's get her going here. Here's the new cylinder block we cut off this morning. We have a new cylinder hole bored in it. We didn't really bore it, we drilled it. Here we are, doing the final assembly on the major parts of the AR-10. Davey brought his specialized tools over. I got the sub-assemblies finished as much as this morning, about 15 minutes before he came over. So we got the upper receiver in the vise. We're putting the barrel on. I mean, this is quite an operation at even half the speed. Davey here, he's an expert at this stuff. Yep, he's the guy that got me going into the gun business. I didn't even have a gun when I first met Davey. Well, I did. I had an old 22. Davey kind of took care of my pocketbook and my lack of guns all at the same time. And what he was doing there was screwing on that thing. Okay. Then we're going to have to tighten that barrel up. Have to put the gas tube on and get that gas tube lined. Yep, the lower's finished. That's showed you that the other day. That's laying there just waiting for the upper to get mated to it.
All right. Yeah.
And it's ready to go out and put some real holes in some paper a long ways away.
Okay.
Yeah, there, it works fine. The gas tube going in where it belongs.
What I do here is I put this one in here, and I use it for us to index it, so we know where we got
yeah, so we know how far to go.
Yeah.
We don't want the gas tube to be off like it was on that Alexander Arms
And this here is
300
a
AAC I got.
combination Brent, see this side is for AR.
Oh yeah, and the other
10,
side for
15, this is
308.
for 10.
AR-10. Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Now that's a good deal.
Yeah.
I've got a complete set of AR tools, but they won't fit the AR-10. All of the things, so fortunately, Davey built his gun a little bit ahead of me, and he used his money to buy the tools.
Yeah. It wasn't very expensive though. Hey, what's going on here? Are you using the wrong side?
Well, Davey might have used the wrong side here. He's checking it out.
We'll try it again here. Yep, I did.
Yeah, he used the wrong side.
Maybe
see?
you don't want me to put this together.
Oh well. This shop is used to things being done 2 or 3 times, or 4 or more. Just a second, okay. Be careful so that doesn't lift. We kind of got that screwed
Okay, well,
down.
that's 35 pounds right there.
That's what we want.
Yep.
Okay, doing a little torque wrench work here.
Okay, there it is.
The way that particular wrench works, you're getting a little more than 35 foot-pounds, you know,
Yeah.
because it's extended there.
We gotta go quite a ways here.
Just a second, I'll put this camera down and I'll hold that vise.
Okay.
We just got it clamped on. Okay, we're gonna stop here for a second. All right, we got the barrel in there. We're gonna put the adjustable gas block on now.
We were.
That goes on the end there. Hooks up the gas tube to the receiver. Pretty slick setup. But just a little teeny bit, so we'll see how it works there. We may have to adjust it after when we start shooting it to make sure our shells eject properly. Okay, you do the old Allen wrench screwing trick and put it right on there.
Sure, it'd be neat to have eyes that worked.
Yeah, I've noticed that myself a lot.
Yeah.
Now there is a magnifying glass in that overhead light
Okay.
that I use a lot.
There we go.
Okay.
There it is.
There she be. Looking good. Okay, well we got the muzzle brake on there. A beautiful looking muzzle brake. That damn near $100 all by itself.
I think that's what's going to make this fun because we're not going to get a lot of,
Recoil.
yeah. Because it says 50%, and I really think it did when I shot the 2 shots I did out of the AAC.
Yeah, I gotta get another one for the AAC. All right, we put the
I'm just going to
hand
give it a
guard
little
on.
torque there.
We'll just give her a little torque now.
Yours is about lined up.
Yeah. So it's
Ain't
supposed
close.
to
That's the tightest I can get it, bro.
be. It's good enough.
Oh yeah, it's pretty close. So
Looking good, eh?
let's do this. And
Okay,
do
the upper
this.
receiver's ready to go. As far as we're gonna do anything with it today, made it to the lower. See how she
Hold
looks
that
all
for a
put
second.
together.
Oh, that rear one is tight.
Yeah, those went in pretty tight.
You know, might need a little lube job. Just put a drop of lube on it. Let's screw off or pull off.
Just pulls off.
Okay. Ooh, there it went too.
It's a brand new can of oil.
There we go. Let's try this. Okay, got her.
Okay, I'll put the front part on, we think. Front hinge, there she
There
is.
you go.
Bottom hinge on.
We have rifle.
Show
Yeah,
our production crew there what that looks like. There she is.
yeah,
A 308 AR-10, DPMS LR-10.
yeah. Ready to go.
Ready to shoot as soon as we put a scope on her.
Yeah,
Well, we got to put the bolt in.
yep.
Yeah, looking good, Dave.
Yeah, it looks real sharp to me.
Well, we've all heard the whole saying that practice makes perfect. That's true. I'm going to be a real perfectionist at making these cylinders. I'm on the third one, and I'll show you why. Then I decided, well, perhaps, maybe, just maybe, I can do something about the second one that I screwed up. But you see what happens is you got this thing called an edge finder. You stick that in the chuck on your mill and you sneak up very slowly to the edge of something. And when it knocks out like that, if you can see that, that means you're right on the edge. Right on the edge. Okay? Now, once you find your edge, then you can use that as a reference to get anywhere on that block you want. You find your two edges. The right edge, this edge, you can take it and want to split it to a half, like this one. You can find the edge here, then crank it over to the center, split that distance in thousandths in half, and you're set right dead center over the block, cylinder block. See, that's what this thing is used for. I'm finding out now. It's kind of fun to use, but sometimes I fiddle around with it for 5-6 minutes just because I enjoy watching it pop out and back in again. It's, you know, when you get old like this, that's how you get your thrills, I guess. You don't get them in the back seat of a 57 Chevy anymore. So that's what that's all about. However, there's a slight problem with this that you always have to keep in your mind. When you come in here and find the edge, when that thing pops out a little, then say, okay, that's the center, well, or the edge. It really is at the edge, because this little appendage sticking out there, that's 200 thousandths in diameter, so that's not really the edge. You're half that distance, or the radius, of 100 thousandths off, so you have to then adjust by moving your head in a thousandth, 100 thousandths. Hard to say thousandths. Anyway, I'll just say 100 clicks. Well, but then the people think I'm talking about meters and millimeters, so I'll try to stick with thousandths. Okay, so then like right here, you're right over the edge, you see. Out here, you're not over the edge. Well, when I had my second cylinder block bored the way I wanted it, beautiful job. Had my reference side marked. So I went in to drill and tap the hole for the number 10 screw that holds it on the upright. And yeah, sure enough, I cranked in the right distance, but I didn't account for the 100 thousandth diameter of this thing. And here's the result. If you look close, you'll see that, like this, you see that here's the first one I did, which was right flat in the center. This one is 100 thousandths off to the north side there. Well, I said, shoot, I need to practice, so I'll make another one. This one I did a little differently. I faced it first. That's what the tool marks are on it. Made it perfectly square. I think I showed you that in some earlier videos, maybe not. This particular project doesn't have to be perfectly square, but I thought, well, what the heck, why not? I'm kind of trying to learn all this junk. So why don't I make it perfectly square? That's what I said to myself. So I did. Then I got thinking, you know, Dave taught me about this stuff called JB Weld, which is fantastic. We fixed some lower receivers with that in our gun building projects. And I mean, it comes out just as strong or better than the original aluminum for patching things up. And I thought, by golly, you know what I think I'll do? Just kind of see, give myself another shot with this JB weld, see how that works. I'm gonna fill this hole. It's an epoxy, so you gotta mix two different halves together to get it together, dump it in the hole, and then let it cure for a couple of days. I think what I'll do is I'm gonna fill that hole. I'm gonna, in essence, I'm gonna move that hole over 100 thousandths. So we'll see how the JB weld works. I'll fill the hole with that stuff, then mill her down again so it's perfectly flat here on my reference side. Then I'll remeasure it this time. Hopefully I'll account for the 100 thousandths offset of my edge finder. I'll come over here, I'll drill that hole right where it's supposed to be this time, then I'll tap it. Then we'll see if that's strong enough to hold. Why not? Then of course we have to put our porthole back in up here at the top. And wish I got enough of these cylinders. How to start a cylinder manufacturing shop for imperfect cylinders. I think I could find anybody foolish enough to buy them, I would. Oh, the rifle project came out great, by the way. Dave and I took them out to the range and test fired them yesterday after we finished mine up. And they shoot just fine. 308s. I got to find a scope now to put on mine, and it'll be ready for the field. And get a couple of five round magazines for it. So if I want to go hunting with it, I can. But I don't hunt anymore, so that's just kind of a thing to do. Anyway, that project came out just fine. All right, and onward we go. We're gonna get this sucker running one of these days. That'll be a proud moment in my life. Probably gonna be a prouder moment than graduating from 8th grade. Come to think of it, I don't think I ever got my diploma out of the 8th grade. Oh well, that's another story.